Hey everybody, welcome to Tactical. First thing, you might notice that the situation here has changed. I had my camera there before, and now it's there. And so is my computer actually, which is where my camera sits atop. So now all you're looking at is a door that leads into my shitter, and a table with my laundry basket on it and some spray bottles. This is intentional, and this is how I intend to keep it for a while, because I will be building a second system to put back there that will probably serve maybe as a streaming PC or a second workstation for friends, or maybe my girlfriend to actually come down and spend some fucking time with me. And it'll be interesting because you'll see it'll be a work in progress going forward in the future videos. But now that I've addressed that bullshit out of the way, today's video is going to be about something I've been griping about for a long time. Hang on one second before we roll the intro. I want to show you something. Okay, this right here is a GTX 670 from EVGA Signature 2 Edition. It cost me $70, which performance-wise is right about what you should be paying for a card like this. Performs a little bit worse than a 1050 and a 960 to give you guys a good idea. So definitely a good value, but the problem is this is the first fucking graphics card that I've bought in over a month and a half, and I buy a lot of hardware. As I've said in the past, the Ethereum craze is kicking the shit out of all secondhand prices for all graphics cards. It's sort of like yanking everybody up because of what's happening to those Polaris cards and other cards that have a pretty good hash per watt rate. And today what we're going to do, and I figured it would be a good idea, is to actually open up my OBS and record some live footage of me trying to shop for graphics cards, just to show you how goddamn frustrating it is trying to buy these fucking things. Okay, now here we are on Kijiji in Toronto, in the computer accessories and now system components section. I've got a separate account logged in this time, so I don't have to keep blurring out my email address. And this email address you'll see on the screen, you can feel free to use to contact me if you would wish. I don't know why you would. I'm boring as fuck. And I'm ugly. Now, without going over specifics, we already know that Polaris is a no-go because they're not in stores, and anybody who is selling, for example, an RX 470 is going to want an ass load of money for it. I mean, look at all these people. My God, 300, 400, oh, I just want to fucking, oh. But even if you go down to similar cards that perform as well, but aren't necessarily big on the mining scene, you're still going to get fucked a little bit, even though it's a little bit less so. So you remember how GTX 970s were about $200 Canadian flat in one of my last videos, I think in my GPU buyer's guide, whenever that was, 4 months ago now. As you can see, they've gone up. You've got people making buy offers, which means they'll buy as many as you can sell for like 190 bucks. We got like another guy wanted 200 flat here. So these are buy ads. These are people that are just like, I have $200 cash in hand, give me your 970. But they're not getting bites because these people are like, no, $350 fucking dollars, which is just a little bit less than what this card retails for when it was released, like, what, 3.5 years ago now or some shit? 500. This is an eBay ad. That can't be right. Wanted, looking for 180. Good luck, buddy. You got other buy offers set at 200 flat, so it ain't gonna happen. 150, get real. Let's see, 260. Okay, that seems to be about the going rate. So in the $250, $260 rate. So even if you're looking for like Polaris level performance as a gamer, you're not concerned about all this mining shit, going for a reasonable alternative like the 970 doesn't seem like a viable option, because even these prices have been pulled up a little bit by the fact that the market is so scarce right now, supply at stores is so limited, and alternatives are just not available. And if you're thinking R9 290s are any better, oh my God. You remember when R9 290s were like the price performance king in terms of the secondhand market? Oh, Jesus Christ. 245, 300 for a 290X, 300 for a 290, 350 with a water cooler, 290 with an Arctic Accelero cooler on it for 380, whatever, 250, 500, oh my, 500 for each. She's got two of them. I thought it was for both. Holy balls. So as you can see, there's no solace to be found in Hawaii GPUs. They're even worse. You know how it goes. I mean, whatever performs better in mining is going to get the kick a little bit. And apparently Hawaii cards are not that bad. I mean, you'd think they're not. I mean, they're certainly not like Polaris juicy goodness in terms of their hash rate, but apparently they're still good enough that they're getting a little bit of a price bump, enough to piss me off. But now that we got all that boring shit out of the way, let's actually see if we can fucking try and find an actual graphics card here in my search of any performance quality that makes sort of price performance math sense and is worthwhile for your average buyer looking to put together a cheap, affordable 1080p gaming system. So let's start by looking at all system components again. Let's go back. Let's eliminate the search terms, and let's just start in that category with no search terms. The first thing I want to point out is that it's impossible to avoid the Ethereum bullshit. I mean, it's just blatantly there. But FuryX right here, 4 gigabytes. For Ethereum mining, $720. It's absurd. And every few listings you go down, there's another graphics card that's overpriced. A $500 Canadian funds 980 Ti. That's terrible. And if the fucking graphics card bullshit wasn't enough to piss you off, and you got RAM prices here, $160 this guy's asking for a 2x8 kit of DDR4. Crazy. RAM memories. Takes me back to when I had my first RAM. Oh, here we go. A 780 Ti reference, which at stock is not going to be all that much better than a 960. You can pay $250 for it if you want. Let's see here. Oh, selling a Strix gaming graphics card 1070 for $700. A 1050 OC edition for $110. Okay, that's not actually terrible. Has only been used for a few moths. I definitely have to talk to those moths because, I mean, as far as I know, moths are drawn to flames, and if they want flames, the 1050 is a really bad card for them. I can certainly recommend some better ones that'll keep them a lot warmer at night. Okay, I'm gonna make this guy an offer. Don't you fucking cockblock me. My name is Jeff, and I'm from techtickle@yahoo.com because Yahoo... I want to keep my Gmail and another email address open at the same time. And I don't know how you can have 2 Gmail accounts logged in at the same time. And I don't want to give you guys my Gmail address because I don't. So that's my Yahoo address. And you guys can hit me up there on Yahoo because this is 1998 for some reason. You think I can get them down to $100? I'd pay $100 for a 1050 these days, given the market right now. They're $145 before taxes at a minimum here in Canada. So if I can get this for $100... I think I'm happy with that. And that's not a too low of an offer that he won't consider it. An R9 270 for $50, that wouldn't be too bad if it wasn't for parts. Because it's given up, according to the seller. It's not that it broke, it just got really depressed and decided to stop working. Look, another 1070 for $650 Canadian for a fucking 1070. That's absurd. They retailed for like $550, not 4 months ago. Unbelievable. Retailed, like new in box, warranty fresh, all that business. Fuck. 270X for $140. How about fuck off? Do you remember when Pitcairn GPUs were like $70? Do you remember that? Do you remember some of my old videos where it was like, I picked up an R9 270 for 70 fucking bucks. Same silicon as this R9 270X. Just the 270X gets a bit more power and is clocked a touch higher. That's the only difference. I guess it's a 4 gigabyte version, so there's that. But Jesus Christ, like almost twice the price this guy's trying to justify, depending on how you math that out. Oh my fucking god! And the thing is, you might be saying to yourself, "Well, these are just asking prices, Jeff. You can negotiate them down." Well, like I said in the past, you can't negotiate someone down from the top of Mount Everest. It doesn't work like that. If he or she is way the fuck up top and their expectation of return is so high that anything you say in a reasonable price range is going to insult them, and it's not going to happen. Oh, here we go. A Tahiti graphics card, a 7970, 3 gigabytes of VRAM. Nothing special about this particular model from Gigabyte. $150 fucking dollars for a Tahiti graphics card. The fact that first generation mining craze cards from back in yesteryear are getting a price bump again gives you a pretty good idea of the kind of fuckery that we're experiencing in our butts. And that's enough of that. As for 1050 guy, I did hear back from him. He did agree to $100, but when I asked for his address, it seems that he's ghosting on me. So I'm pretty sure he got his asking price and I'm not going to have a shot at getting it. If that changes, I'll let you know in the next video. Anyhow, I've had enough looking. Because it's too much. And I didn't even delve into what's happening to other component prices. I mean, we already know that RAM prices are absurd and they're pulling up secondhand prices as a result. SSDs, not terrible. You can still find secondhand SSDs for semi-reasonable prices, but my days of buying them in bulk for, $35 a unit for 256 gigabyte drives is long since over. I don't think that's going to happen again for at least a little while. And of course, we all know what Ryzen is doing to secondhand CPU prices, at least on the former high end, with some of these 6 and 8 core CPUs on the old big Intel sockets, and some of the i5s lower down the chain too. What with budget offerings like the 4560 and now Ryzen 3 offering a good new fresh competition right out of the box. It's not looking good for people who like to secondhand build. Pricing's not good right now, and even someone like me who has done a lot of volume in the past kind of just has to take the summer to chill a bit, which is okay because I'm getting married in September, so I'm going to need to take some time off anyway. Anyhow, that's enough from me for today. Follow me on Twitter, @Ofa, as always. You can hit me up at techtickle@yahoo.com if you have a question. I'm going to be using that to communicate from now on, I think, because it's much easier if I have to deliver a Steam key to communicate via email rather than Twitter or YouTube's messaging service, which is absolutely terrible. And also, I'm going to work on my British accent for the future. Have a nice week, and I'll see you next weekend.